Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the second of this series of Open Mic Nights. The night is short, so I'm going to get into it soon, but first there's just a couple things I need to mention before we start the Open Mic Night. So first of all, behind you is a fire exit, well, the fire exit. You're going to go out that door and just go straight down the hallway. It goes straight outside. Also, this is the Cape Media Center. So I'm going to tell you what we do here. Cape Media Center is a nonprofit community media center. It's also the public access TV station for the 5 towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham, Channel 99. This is being recorded and will be shown on Channel 99 as well as our YouTube page, Apple TV, and Roku. So if you are performing tonight and you want your performance, it's going to be on our YouTube channel. Finally, we also have memberships, training, and facilities for video and music, not music, video, audio production. So if you're interested in that, I don't know what he just said. Anyway, there's also a gallery, so if you're a visual artist, meet with one of us or send an email, and maybe you can be in our visual artist gallery. We're still looking for people. Anyway, that's all that boring stuff is done. I'd like to welcome our first performance tonight, which is Improv Cape Cod with some live improv games.
It's not just me, I promise. Come on, Dev. And the Media Center's own Jamie Horton is in it too. Oh my goodness. Look at all. Hi, we are Improv Cape Cod. We are just 3 members of Improv Cape Cod.
There's more of us, we swear.
Yeah. Some of them they were tired tonight. They were very tired. So we're just going to play a few games. We make up stuff at the top of our heads based on games that you might see on Whose Line Is It Anyway. We'll do a few tonight, and we actually have a show tomorrow night, so if you like what you see, come back right here to this spot, but you will have to pay money, please. Yes. And I know it's an open mic, it's a different vibe, but don't be afraid to laugh. Let's just all practice a big hearty laugh together. Oh, you're already, we need it. We starve. We really need laughs. And we're going to ask for suggestions from you guys, too. So what we're going to do, just to warm people up, on this side, on the count of 3, if you could give your favorite candy, on the count of 3. Don't even think, just first candy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yes.
Peanut butter cup, that's what I'm talking about.
Snickers, yeah, you got it. Over here, what is your favorite Italian dish on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3.
Chicken
Yes,
parm!
chicken parm, baby!
Parm till I die!
But if we go to OG ever, and breadsticks, solid, all about it.
When you're there, you're family.
The OG. So, our first game will be a game of change. I was annoyingly, accidentally ringing this in my seat. I'm sorry, Christian. So, this is a game for Jamie and Devin. Jamie and Devin will be doing a scene, and at any time I can ring this little bell, and they have to change the last word of dialogue, their last action, the last physical movement, whatever I want. It makes me happy. And I can change however many times I want, whenever I want, whatever I want. So I'm stoked. So to get these 2 boys started, what's something you have to prep for? To prepare for? An open mic night. Thank you. Very on the nose, but we'll do this. An open mic night. Take it away, Jamie and Devin.
I don't know if you've ever seen Yoko Ono perform, but I'm thinking about doing the same thing. I'm thinking about just screaming directly into the mic. I think everybody's going to love it.
I don't know if the audience's ears will be able to withstand that much, let's say, beauty.
You don't think? My melodic voice? The vibration of my voice box?
Your vibrato is excellent. Your range of frequency is excellent. Your vocals, your the bass, the warmth. Your high-pitched screeches could break glass.
Thank you.
but I think you should perhaps just take it down a little bit. You know, people might just want a chill evening.
A chill evening? On a Thursday night? On a chill evening? On Friday morning? On a night underneath a bridge at midnight? In the middle of a floating glass-encompassed fortress in space? In the middle of the desert with a single cowboy with a gun?
That's right. Yeah.
That's where they're holding the
That's
open
where we're
mic.
performing it, yeah.
Yes.
We had a very long extension cord to get electricity out there.
Yeah, I saw you out there. You were like this with your...
Change that motion.
You were like this with your extension cord. You were like this with your extension.
Change that motion.
You were like this with your extension cord. It was, man, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you do that so it doesn't like get into knots.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly. But you know
I'm a
what?
technician. So
Change.
I am a poet. I am a kind of a madman, and they don't know that I've left the institution. So let's just make this quick.
Are we talking about like college institution or like mental institution? Or
Well,
like...
it's called Arkham Asylum.
Change.
It's called it has many names. It's the place downstairs with the guy with the pitchfork. Yeah.
Billy, yes.
Billy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I mean,
Yes.
besides the whole pitchfork thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's his thing.
It's, you know, everybody's got to have their thing. My thing is high-pitched screaming. Your thing is taking chords and going like this with them.
And his thing is pitchforks.
Yeah, exactly. I think we got something going here.
Do you think we should team up?
I think we should team up. We should call ourselves Chordy Pitch.
Change.
We should call ourselves Electric Snake. We should call ourselves Screechy from the Peepees. How can it be misconstrued? It's perfect.
No one's gonna forget it.
You know, it's gonna forget what will be the most memorable act
Yes.
for that one gunman with a gun in the desert.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get our names on T-shirts. We won't be able to wear them many public places.
No, but
because
like-
of decency laws, but
When we're hanging out, in the basement with Billy. When we're, hanging out with Billy, if we're, just kind of grooving in the desert.
yeah.
If we're going on top of the, the Apple Music Studios rooftop, and we're like, "What's up? We're the Screeching Beepies," and we just do a concert for all the people on the street,
Sure.
I think it'd be perfect. There's no way this could go wrong.
No.
Okay, all right. So, check this out.
Okay.
Huh?
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Saw a dog run. Sorry.
That was a voice only a mother could love.
Hey,
A voice that only a mother could love. Silence. Inaudibility.
Ooh, yeah, ooh. Ooh, props now.
Sorry, we need 2 chairs for this. This is a game for all 3 of us. This is called Sit, Stand, Kneel. So, for this game, the 3 of us will be doing a scene, and at one point, everybody, one person must always be sitting, one person must always be kneeling, and one person must always be standing. If you guys catch us not doing those things, if, like, let's say Jamie and I are sitting at the same time, you guys have to go, and we're like, oh. And then we adjust. So we're gonna need your help. So make sure that you gotta keep us in line, So, to keep us in line, what's something that you keep in line? Not all at once. What, traffic cones?
Traffic.
Thank you. Traffic cones. Come on, Lou, you gotta hurry up there with all the traffic cones. The traffic is backed up.
I'm the oldest guy working in the town, all right? I've been doing this for 30 years.
Like I can.
My back isn't the same as you. Somebody younger, get down there.
I mean, I don't mind doing it.
I'm gonna take a seat instead, actually.
Louis.
Oh,
Come on. Let's see some results.
We gotta organize these better.
Derek, I told you how to do it before, of lining them up and making sure it's in a square motion.
All right.
You should have watched the video.
Well, my eyesight's not too good. I can't watch a video that long.
That's not my problem.
I made that video back in 1980.
Yeah, we know, Lou. We know.
I'll
Oh,
tell
you
you
made
the
it
whole
back
story.
on.
Here he
right?
goes again.
What? You don't like my stories?
No, Lou. Not really.
You don't like my
After,
stories?
well, you know, after the first 50 times I heard them, I didn't like them anymore.
Was it 50 times?
Yes, Lou, it was 50 times.
I seem to recall it being like 49 times.
Here he goes again.
Doesn't matter, 49, 50, it doesn't matter. Lou, you've gone on too far.
This job is never gonna get done.
Ugh,
You know
I
what?
know.
I don't want to be friends with you guys anymore, even though we're just employees and we've never hung out after work.
It's not about friendship, it's about getting the traffic cones.
It's about friendship. It's all about friendship. You make fun of my traffic cone design. You make fun of the 50 times I tell you the same story. What more do I have to do for you people?
Louis, what are we gonna do with you?
I don't know. Lou, maybe.
I'm glad we brought these chairs
I'm
to the
so
work site.
happy we brought them to the work site. Lou, it might be time to retire.
Time. You think I should just get up and walk out on the sunset?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Louis, we're begging you, please.
Ugh.
You're making us look bad.
Come on, Louie.
you're begging me? I'm begging you to let me stay. This is all I have.
This is all you have.
Man, what do we do? What do we do?
What do we do? We can't let him go like this. This is terrible.
But you've been here too long. You're gonna be forced to retire anyway.
I know. I've maxed out my Roth IRA via the town union. It's a wonderful union. You guys have paid your dues, right?
I always pay.
Oh,
They're
thank God.
out.
Okay. Because I should retire. I think it's time.
Then you can tell your story 50 times to someone else there, Lou.
They might actually enjoy it.
Yeah! I could stand up on the mountaintops and scream. Here's the entire story. It's gonna take like 40 minutes. Everybody listen up.
Yeah, I love it, Lou.
Hallelujah!
Yeah, and sing it.
Thank you.
So hopefully we get this next one down in time. This is called Good Cop, Bad Cop. So, yes. Oh,
2 minutes?
May not. How about we do 185 instead?
Oh my God.
Hey, do you guys like bad puns? Okay.
God, we got 'em.
Bad puns.
That's all the puns we got. We don't have any clever ones.
Yeah. A 3-man 185.
We can
Sorry,
do it.
3 people.
It's cool. So, we are going to be telling some very wonderful punny jokes. We will get a noun from you all. We will come up and we'll say, like, 185, let's say it's like ducks. 185 ducks walk into a bar. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve ducks here. The ducks say, why not? The bartender says, because you never pay your bill.
And then you laugh uproariously.
Thanks. There's more gems to come from that, don't you know? So, to get us started, we need... Oh, hi.
Oh.
Sorry.
You were on
What's
camera that
something
whole
that's...
time?
I was there the whole time. What's something that's bright? The sun. Thank you. 185 suns. Can we do it?
185 sons walk into the bar. The bartender says, we don't serve sons here. The sons say, why not? The bartender says, you're full of gas.
185 sons walk into a bar. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve sons here. The sons say, why not? The bartender says, I don't deserve this kind of heat.
185 sons walk into a bar. Bartender says, sorry, we don't serve sons here. The sons ask why. The bartender replies, listen, these are the rules. That's all you need to know. It's the Latin word for
185 sons walk into a bar. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve sons here. The bartender says, why? And no, the sons ask why. And the bartender says, because you don't have enough flair. It was glare.
185 sons walk into the bar. The bartender says, we don't serve sons here. The sons say, why not? And the bartender says, I didn't know I had so many kids. Sons. Thank you.
Nice. Let's try one more. One more now. So what's something you have multiple of? What is it? Books. Thank you. Ooh. Books. 185 185 books.
185, sorry, I should hit it first. 185 books walk into a bar. The bartender says, we don't serve books here. And the books say, why not? And the bartender says, because you lack a spine.
185 books walk into a bar. The bartender says, I'm sorry, we don't serve books. The books say, why? The bartender says, because you never pay the cover.
That's good.
185 books walk into a bar. Bartender says, sorry, we don't serve books here. The books ask why. The bartender replies, you know what, I'd tell you, but you wouldn't believe it.
185 books walk into a bar. The bartender says, we don't serve books here. The books say, why not? The bartender says, it's a long story.
Nice.
Okay.
So, thank you. So we're Improv Cape Cod. If you want to hear more silly punny jokes and watch us sit, stand, and kneel and do a bunch of guessing games, again, we have a show tomorrow night at 7, $10. We accept cash, credit, debit cards, and also Google and Apple Pay. So we hope to see you
No
there.
checks.
You can follow us on Facebook, Improv Cape Cod, and Instagram, Improv Cape Cod, and sign up for our newsletter at www.improvcapecod.com. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Comedy, poetry, music, and something else, but ads are also allowed here at the open mic. All right, so next up is a returning performer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Siege performing two pieces, Not Invited and the Weymouth Town Anthem.
I have a very special program prepared for you this evening, which includes a return gift to the artistic community that initially belched me forth in Weymouth, Massachusetts, USA. I learned to play the drums, 6th grade, the Weymouth Public School System, and I was able to learn about performance art like Abramovic, Karen Findley, with the Company Theater Incorporated, which is now in Norwell, but was originally in a church cellar in Weymouth, Mass. So now with a minimum of preparation, I give you Not Invited, followed by the Weymouth Town Anthem. We'll just shift this one right over here. Somnambulant consumer, but we're not invited. We're not invited. Powerfully gaunt, dour debutante, but we're not invited. We're not invited. The glutton's golden girth grows with his net worth, but we're not invited. We're not invited. Eloquent and gracious, a trifle ostentatious, but we're not invited. We're not invited. The tycoon and his date, society arrives late, but we're not invited. We're not invited. Clueless and bejeweled, opulently fooled, but we're not invited. We're not invited. Diadem for so few of them, condemned to the creme de la creme, but we're not invited. We're not invited. Tatas and tut-tuts, a silk purse sewn from a dead pig's guts, but we're not invited. 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 Sometimes I'm still reminded of how this all began. We ran and played through these streets as children, hand in hand. We learned to take our first steps toward opportunity. I'm grateful for the family that Weymouth gave to me. From the shores of the Old River to the stores of Columbia Square, you'll always get a kind-hearted greeting going there. We're ready to roll our sleeves up to help a friend succeed. Still standing shoulder to shoulder to help our neighbor in need. So let the sun burst through the clouds and let the seagulls soar. And if my journey
to be from wherever Massachusetts, USA.
Good night. Thank you for coming. Thank you for doing this, and I hope I pass the audition.
Thank you. I was thanking him. So that was Robert Siege. But next up is Nathan Hassel. Is that correct? Hassel. Nathan Hassel, up next.
Cursed your captain and stow me below, and hold me amongst all your cars. And oh, there we will see, bound and aimless best, and clutching to the wheel in all those charts. And that is just a gambler at heart. Oh, there we were, and the sun hit the starboard, and we were as free as we could be, and waited for land, oh, we waited for thee, just aimed to stay calm and cool, and that sea's just a gambling fool. Come to me, Mary, come. You know you once were a queen. The ocean is holding all the kings, and tossed aside the weary. I would love to steer you straight into the water, while those daunting clouds above begin to pour. And when we were found, I would kiss the ground, roll around on that lover's floor. Come to me, Mary, come. Know you once were queen, and the ocean is holding all the kings, tossed aside the weary. Well, the ocean is holding everything, tossed aside the weary. The dreadful gambling sea. Thank you. Thanks a bunch. Where were you when I was still kind? Just a water shred away, waiting on the line. Just a drudging drinker, master and the hound. Turn the circus, swing a look. Look, he's coming down, down. Can you shake it up just once for me? Your little glow, just so we can see the snow blowing round your hands, and the wingnut turn, the song that we both know. Send us flying round the carnival. Throw all your luck, lucky coins on me. On me. Thanks. I'll do one more. I don't. How much? 1 minute? Okay. All right. I'll call it a set. Thanks.
Thank you, Nathan. Up next is The Conspiracy of Noise, which is Michael and Elegy Shipman.
How you doing, everybody? We are The Conspiracy of Noise. We're going to start out with an original song called Blues Personified.
I got a funny feeling the blues won't be around no more. The blues shows up when it wants and leaves just like before. Before you wake up in the morning, the blues walk right out the door. The blues ain't coming round no more.
No more, no more.
The blues ain't coming round my door.
No more, no more.
Ooh, yeah. I got to get the blues right of my life. 'Cause the blues ain't got no time for no wife. Well, go and tell my sister, don't let the blues into your life. He'll only cause you misery and strife. Oh, the blues ain't coming round no more.
No more, no more.
The blues ain't coming round my door.
No more.
The blues ain't coming round my door. No more, no more. Thank you. Thank you.
Again, we're the Conspiracy of Noise. That's Noize. This next song is Baby I Love You by Aretha Franklin.
If you want my loving, if you really do, don't be afraid, baby. Just ask me. You know I'm gonna give it to you. Oh, and I do declare,
I do now.
I wanna see you with it. Stretch out your arms, little boy, you're gonna get it. 'Cause I love you.
Baby, 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 I love you.
Ain't no doubt about it, baby, I love you.
Baby, baby, baby,
I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, baby, I love you. If you feel you wanna kiss me, go right ahead, I don't mind. All you got to do is snap your fingers, and I'll come running. I ain't lying.
I ain't lying.
Oh, what you want, little boy? You know you got it.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
deny my own self before I see you without it. 'Cause I love you.
Baby, 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 I love you.
Ain't no doubt about it, baby, I love you.
Baby, 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 I
love you,
I love you.
I love you, I love you, baby, I love you. Someday you wanna walk away and leave me sitting here to cry. But if it's all the same to you, baby, I'm gonna stop you from saying goodbye. Baby, I love you.
Baby, baby, I
Baby, I
love you.
need you.
Baby, baby, I
Baby, I
love
want you.
you. Baby, baby,
Got
I
to have
love
you, baby.
Baby, baby, I
Don't let
love
your
you.
neighbors tell
Baby,
you
I
I
love
don't
you.
want you.
Baby, baby, I
Don't let
love
your
you.
low down
Baby,
friends
baby,
tell
I
you I
love
don't
you.
need you.
Baby, baby,
Baby,
I love
baby,
you.
I love you.
Baby, baby,
Baby, I love you.
Thank you. We're the Conspiracy of Noise. We appreciate you allowing us to perform. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Conspiracy of Noise. And could I get a round of applause for the Conspiracy of Noise and all of the acts that have performed so far? But we're not done. Up next is David Baker with some stand-up comedy.
So I've had a busy week, thus, once again, for an open mic night at the Media Center, I have dressed like I came back from the funeral of a SoundCloud rapper. Still, well, for at least of you who follow football, I still look better than the Cowboys' offense. Oh, come on. I mean, when it comes to Cowboys fans, every joke is punching up. Yeah. And so, which leads into all sorts of things where I'm pretty sure with those types, they'd make jokes about the most they could think of are like jokes about haircuts, and specifically the type of haircuts you would find with every go-go boy in Provincetown. And so, and with all, just trying to think here because there are so many people I want, so many things that, so many cringy concepts that I want to make jokes about, and just with so little time. And so, though I have to admit, like, pull some inspiration from being on the shoulders of the giants, there's actually a YouTube video that I saw recently of this, let's say a comedy show that was even more cringeworthy than the one you're seeing right here. Specifically, a California Dubro got into his head that his taste for reveling in internet drama is only superseded by his skill in comedy. You can see where this is going. And so, in particular, there's another less cringy California comedian type. Is, in case you're wondering, his name is Nick DiRomeo. And so the original guy decided he wanted to get a group, host a live comedy show in LA with a group of his friends. And by live comedy show means that they bunkered together in some converted warehouse where you can see the background was all cardboard that at least reached up to there, and I'm pretty sure the place had no AC, and the only reason why they rent that is if they went to a real comedy place, they would get concussions from the beer bottles thrown at them. And so, and here's the other thing. They decided to live stream it. And so, once again, during this live stream, our dear friend Nick decided to jump in and add some comments. And because this is a guy who has beefed with him in the past for completely undeserved reasons, and it has been smacked down twice before, they decided to make the show about him. And because their projector was broken, they originally had a projector to go with it, and it was broken. And they decided to pull up, do a roast battle by pulling up a picture of our dear friend Nick on their phones and tried to pass the mic that way. And if you can imagine, six people who would not look out of place at a SoCal frat party, bunched together on stage over a phone, trying to deduce what jokes they could make about a picture this big. If I watched this secondhand through Nick's response to this, and even I felt ripped off. You know what? I actually had thought about the type of people who would actually show up in the first place. And so, and of course they had I think the one standout joke that from the original video in response to live stream is that they were goaded on even further by our dear friend Nick sending a $10 super chat and saying, "Nice try, everyone." And so they were goaded on even further. And I think their choking female friend, I can't guess. You can never assume anything with that type of crowd. And made a joke about him along the lines of like, he'd be the type of guy who would DM me, "I bet you smell good," and Nick responded back like, "Yes, Angie, because I stood behind you at Starbucks and wanted to know what type of body spray you had. I want something cheap, very strong, and is safe to use around my dog." Yeah. And so with that said, so it went on and on from there, and it's just odd to admit on the more serious side of things, it's very hard to to do my style comedy, which is more of like pointing at the cringe in other people's performances, because A, it looks like you're punching down for reasons that aren't noticeable to you till well after the fact, and B, the world has been overflowing in cringe this past decade. It's almost like you don't know where to start and what to place priority on, and what hits the very much more of the Mike Tyson, whatever hits the hardest blow where they can't really punch back. Because trust me, with those types of people, they will punch back. And if that seems rather self-important and serious, it means you haven't watched a Netflix special lately. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to really say at that point. It wasn't the greatest amount of laughs, but it'll still draw more laughs than that 80 for Brady movie.
That was David Baker. Up next is Vincent Jodis, who is a returning poet.
Hey everyone, I'm Vincent. I was here last time, and I actually came back because I thought about how fun it was. Not sponsored by the Cape Media Center. But so I recently actually released an Instagram page called Vinny's_poetry, where I've been writing a lot of my poetry in there. The first one I'm going to read is called In the Night, and it was actually inspired by a really fun trip I took with my friend last spring. We went down to New Orleans. I had so much fun, maybe too much fun, but that's okay. And I just made memories that really lasted a lifetime. And when I got home, there was just a lot of self-reflection. And I think that this poem really kind of resonates with that self-reflection. Here we go. It's called In the Night. Loud music, singing and dancing, waking up, headaches and pains, confusion, memory loss. Slipped away into the night, not to return until morning. But when morning came, all I wanted to do was slip right back into the night. Thank you. That was the first one. And so unfortunately, I'm like really bad at saying goodbyes to people. I guess, I don't know, I think everyone is, but I just feel like I'm like terrible at it. And so I made a poem called Goodbye, conveniently enough, and it kind of explains about how much I suck about saying goodbyes to people. So here it goes. Goodbye. See you later. See you soon. That's what I say to you out loud, but not what I mean. Stay. Don't leave, but I can't say that. That's selfish. I gotta let them go. There's truly no other way. I just gotta remember they're only one phone call away. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Up next is a, it's hard work. Up next is an employee here at the Media Center, also a good friend of mine, Jameson Horton, with some poetry.
Hello. I'm back. All right. So I'm going to read some poems to you. I wrote poems, and now I'm going to read them. So I am a fan of the classic poets, your William Shakespeare's, your William Blake's, your Dickinson's, your all of them, John Keats. They wrote beautiful poems about the natural world. And it kind of struck me one day that no one writes beautiful poems about technology. And so I thought I'd take a swing at it. And hopefully this wasn't a mistake. You will be the judge. This is the first one. It is called A Reading from the Book of Resolution. Thou fillest mine organic vision with pixels of minute size, and through rapid image succession, motion doth arise, of 720, 1080, and even 3840 by 2160p, units of programmable color which appealeth to me. Numbers great doth produce a picture crisp and clear, exported via Final Cut or Adobe Premiere. 'Tis the resultant benefits of technological evolution, this ever-changing virtual landscape of video resolution. Thank you. My next work is an ode to VHS tape. I love open mics. Wrapped in wondrous spools, plastic and magnetic, captured memories with lo-fi aesthetic. With thy rectangular and synthetic shell, alas, thou hadst rung the untimely death knell of thy contemporary Betamax. And though thy picture some clarity lacks, thou hast an appeal I cannot escape, contained deep within thine helically scanned tape. Thank you. My final poem is an ode to the Fresnel Spotlight, but more about its inventor. Well, the inventor of the lens, which consists of concentric circles. It was originally designed for lighthouses. And if you take my basic studio production class, you'll learn all about it. But for now, you must enjoy this poem. O brilliant physicist, Augustin Jean Fresnel, thou hast done thy duties, yea, most excellent well, designing, as thou hast, with those concentric rings, lighthouse lenses, of which the mournful siren sings. Hadst thou a mere inkling of what far future rolls, thy catadioptric lenses wouldst illumine souls via spotlights of theater and television, thou wouldst have marveled more at thy keen precision. Methinks, even with thy vast imagination, thou couldst not have foreseen a television station, nor what warm brightness thy lights wouldst focus upon mine heart. Yea, this poet doth value each photon. And I'm finished. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm really falling apart up here. Anyway, you know, I was thinking while I was sitting down, people say the phrase, like, that was a tough act to follow. People say that a lot. But did you ever think that the MC follows every act? That's a tough act to follow. Anyway, next we have Primetime Pomeroy with more stand-up comedy.
Greetings, everyone. So, how's everybody's New Year's resolutions going so far? Pretty good? Yeah, so-so. Don't worry, it's only, what, January 26th, I believe? Just a little less than 11 months till Christmas. For my New Year's resolution this year, made a big gamble and decided I'd pick up the guitar. So seeing we have an extended audience, not only from within the studio here, but at home, I'd like to stick to my New Year's resolution, to literally pick up the guitar. As you can see, I picked up with my right hand the guitar. Don't worry, I'm not going to play. You don't want to hear me play. Yes, I call my material pretty much dry, literal sense of humor. Wit, as my late father would call it. Yet he never saw me perform. Some ask, where do I get it from? The humor, that is, not where they got my father from. Did you get it from your mother? Or did you get it from your father? Yes, I respond. It's complicated, I know. That's why I had to take math a few extra times in my life. But the other day I was rehearsing my dry bit in the rain. It's probably the wettest my material ever got. In fact, I think I still have it. I was studying my lines. I was on college-ruled paper. Well, what's left of it anyway. It's still a little damp from the rain, but not much to read. That's why I try to remember things rather than writing them down. So in my travels, I came upon a fork in the road. Like everybody else, why not? I just picked it up. Any rate, anybody want a bite to eat? No? Okay. That was too dry. So you're probably wondering what else is in my pocket. I do carry an empty roll of toilet paper. Otherwise, you'd think I'd be full of it, wouldn't you? Yeah? Okay. All right, enough of, I don't know what they call them. Are they called puns? Is that what everybody was saying earlier? Yeah. So I really was not expecting 12 minutes, no offense to Christian and those behind the scenes of putting on this production. I was more used to 720 seconds. Just 12 minutes just seems way too long. It's a big number. At any rate. So where my paths cross or intersect, maybe they weave in and out, I don't know. But I do know this. A friend of mine once told me that they're probably one of the few that get my sense of humor. That made one of us in the conversation. Rather than being unique, I try to be original. But then again, I do have various inspirations, but those are actually the people I look up to. Every once in a while I do pause not at stop signs. I just go right through them. Though it is my astrological sign to stop, but I'm going to go forward. That's not my mentality. Anybody be able to keep a secret in here? No? Okay. I don't blame you. But the other day I tried to get prepared in that rainstorm for tonight. I went to the barber for a haircut, walked away with a hairline fracture. It's not easy being a human. I know about you, earthlings. But you may see my eye and thinking, what the hell happened to him? It's only a birthmark. It really doesn't bother me too much. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Well, hold on a second. Something's in my eye. Hold on. All right. So, maybe I'll start off my bit on a high note. Now, well, actually, between you and me is a microphone, but really, what I wanted to tell you is that when I was born 10 pounds, 13 and a half ounces, I've grown into a 5 foot 11 3/8 frame. So when I auditioned a few years back for a movie, I couldn't even break my leg to fit the cast. So, not saying it's easy, not saying it's a piece of cake, but it does sound good. Maybe I'll use my fork. Maybe not for the cake, though, for something else. I don't know. But really, you know, it resorts back to before I even started, say, doing stand-up, which was, about 11 years ago next month in 2012. Don't ask the exact date, because I'm literal. But I do remember somebody prior to me becoming, or to at least attempting, more of, say, a hobby doing this, is that they never could tell if I was serious or if I was in a joking manner. So what they requested is anytime I wanted to say a joke, is to say, I'm going to say a joke now. So I'll leave them like I left you. Would you like me to tell you when to laugh as well? Thank you very much. Primetime Pomeroy is the name. Thank you.
Thank you, Primetime Pomeroy. Now, we have two mystery guests. Oh. Up next, the first of our mystery guests is Seamus Sarton with more poetry.
This is a poem that I wrote about a friend. It's called The Escape from Hell. Typing away, carving a story into matter, the man behind the counter. Typing away, a conspiracy of power, freeing the people from cowards, the man fallen from the cliffs of despair. He's the hero, the shimmering champion in the dust, prisoner to Hades' fiery pits, but not forever. For even from the darkest dungeons, he will rise, and he will fight the calamity. He will crush our foes, he will free our souls from tyranny, and then he'll laugh in the face of utter insanity, walking away unscathed. Long away was his innocence taken, broken, beaten, stolen away, but not defeated. He rose for those who sought good, and he shook that vow, and sturdier he stood, for only he could be the sacrifice. His wrists would bleed, and his elbows would blacken, His neck would chafe as his bones saw the kraken. A solemn deed done, only one thing left to do. Typing away, for he must finish the story. The tale of bloodshed and loss. Typing away, if not for him, then for those who worried, those he never forgot. Someday, somehow. He would summon a demon, horns blazing with red fire, teeth sharp as talons, and a cannibalistic desire. The beast would summon his hellish might and carry the champion from the gates of hell to the clouds of light to spit in the face of God and tell him that it was indeed him, the mortal man, not he, who was right. Thank you.
Thank you, Seamus. And finally, our last guest this evening and our second mystery guest, Mike Berry with a theater story.
Good evening. It's been great to see everybody and hear everybody. You know, I as I'm sitting out there, and I recently was here with Jamie, and he gave me some training. And I sat out here, and I'm like, you know, we all have a story in our lives, good, bad, indifferent, ups, downs. And something came up today that I realized I was getting these congratulations on my 1-year work anniversary. And I've been retired for a couple of years. But a year ago today, kind of changed my life. And you know, it had kind of slipped me the actual day. Let me step back a little bit. A few years ago, I lost my wife to ALS. It was a very difficult time. I went into a little bit of a depression, did a lot of drinking, struggled through it. Eventually found my way to the other side and got better. Started to get better. Started to. I had health problems, had a lot of things going on. Decided to retire from work at 60 because you know, truthfully at that time, I didn't know what was killing me. If it was the booze, the work, losing my wife, whatever. I felt like I was dying on the inside. About 2 years ago, we're still stepping back a little bit from that 1-year anniversary. I went and saw a production, a theater production of a play, a musical called Something Rotten. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it's a takeoff on Shakespeare. And it was the most hilarious thing I had ever seen in my life. I was absolutely in love with this production. I was amazed by it. I thought it was beautiful. It was so funny. I laughed from the beginning to the end. I felt like I was alive. And a year ago today, I saw that there was a production going on at Orleans of Something Rotten. And I put my name in the hat and auditioned to be in that play. I had never done theater before in my life. It was a total reach, a total thing that came out of the blue. You know, I don't know if it was a God moment. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I got into the audition, and I had no idea what it was going to be entailed, you know? And I sat at the reading, and they told me it was going to be 40 nights of rehearsal during the entire summer. And it was going to be 4 to 5 hours a night. And I had to question myself, do I really want to commit to that? And then it was going to be 16 shows. And I was probably going to get a very small part, you know, being new to theater, if I got anything. And I sat at the reading, and I saw these talented people get up there and sing. And I was blown away. I had tears in my eyes listening to some of these people sing. And my decision was made. I'm all in. I got into that audition, and I went through the whole process. And I fell in love with theater. I absolutely fell in love with performing. I fell in love with the people that are in it. I fell in love with the whole entire industry of making people laugh, making people think, whether it's a serious play or whatever. Subsequently, I've been in a one-act play. I was in Alice in Wonderland, Clue. I was supposed to be in Robin Hood. Now my friend Diane and I are going to be in Robin Hood this year. I'm in Streetcar Named Desire in 2 weeks. And that experience with Something Rotten was something, I mean, I had to learn how to tap dance. Imagine this body, tap dancing. It's 64 years old. I'm out there tap dancing. I was in 11 out of 22 scenes, and I had 9 costume changes, and I played 5 different roles. I loved it. There was nothing like it that ever hit me before like that in my life. It was a life-changing event, the entire thing. And that one day where I decided to make the change to do something different than what I had been doing made all the difference. You know, it's those little moments in our lives that make a big difference. And it has with me. And I've been blessed. I've been absolutely blessed. Like I said, I just did the best Christmas pageant ever with 20 children between 5 years old and 13. You want to talk about chaos? Oh my God, it was more fun than a barrel of monkeys. I don't have any kids, you know, so, and the grandkids are farther away and from my wife's family. And so to have that Christmas time to be able to spend with those kids was awesome. I mean, so my life has turned around. And it's pivotal, you know, it saved my life. It's one of the things. I think there's a bunch of different factors that have happened. People have coming into my life that have changed my life, that helped me have a different view. When I thought my life was over. I thought it was it. I might as well just check out. And not that I was considering suicide, but mentally I had checked out. And you know what? I'm back. And it's, I never thought it could be so good at this age, and it's just been tremendous. I just tried out for American Idiot, which is a Green Day musical, on its first out off Broadway. And you know, one of the biggest fears I ever had was singing. And I take voice lessons, and I'm moderately bad. And you know, but I still try. You know, and I'm getting better. I'm less bad than I was. So if I continue on, I might be so-so at some point. And, you know, the point is, you know, you just never know when your life can change. And I just thought it was cool how I had put in my LinkedIn a year ago that my new job was actor. Because I'm an actor now. I get paid this much. And you know what? I get paid in here. That's the main thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike Berry, and everybody. Improv Cape Cod, Nathan Hassel, The Conspiracy of Noise, David Baker, David Jodas, Jamie Horton, Primetime Pomeroy, Robert Siege. I already said Mike Berry and Seamus Sarton. Thank you all so much for coming tonight. What did I do? You said David Jodas. Oh no! Vincent Jodas, not David Jodas. Before I let you guys leave this building, I would just like to thank you all for coming, like I already said, and I'd like to say a couple things about our facilities here. If any of you are members, you probably already know this, but if any of you are not members yet, there's a lot you can do here. I was trying to say this earlier, but I got sidetracked. We have a bunch of sets where you can record. There's this stage. There's green screens. There's a green screen over there behind the news set. There's a green screen behind me, behind all these curtains. There's a kitchen set. This place is awesome. If you have any goals of recording anything visual or a lot of audio things, we do podcasts here too, this is the place. Anyway, finally, thank you again. I had a fun time. I always do, and I hope you guys did too.